to Cuyahoga Sound Podcast.
Thanks for having me.
I'm Evan Stone.
I'm Chuck Schilling.
Today we have Angie Haze from the Angie Haze Project.
Yeah. Well, not really. It's not really the Angie Haze Project anymore. It's just Angie Haze. But yes, it was once upon a time.
It's completed. The project is done. Now
Yeah,
it's just Angie
I mean,
Haze.
It's just a mouthful, I think, partly, and the sound has changed drastically over the last year.
Yeah. If you listen to
Yeah.
the when I was looking up your music, Angie Haze and Angie Haze Project was on there.
Yeah.
And so,
they're very
so it's
different.
still all the same musicians.
Yeah, for the most part, yes. It's just like this. Like, it's funny because we went from like this like very heavily acoustic, organic acoustic sound to now it's just all very electronic, like the almost the opposite extreme. But
Lots
the
of
chord
tremolo.
progressions are still the same. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Like,
I love that. I love that. That's cool. You can't overdo that too much.
I don't know what it is. I like that whole. Kind of started calling it creep pop because it kind of went in more of that like just a darker, warmer tone, more melancholy kind of focused or whatever. Yeah.
Cool. So what's the lineup like? Your instrumentation?
So now, I'm playing bass for the first time and electric. I'm playing an SG back and forth. So Chris, who's my co-producer and bandmate, him and I just kind of switch on and off depending on the song. I'm kind of like, for the new album that we produced, I kind of just went, well, what do I want to play performing wise? Like, I played pretty much everything on the new album and in the EP, but it was more of like, well, how do I want to really focus on playing more, or do I want to sing more, or do I want to do, like, I don't know, just kind of went back and forth on like, what do I feel like doing for this song? And so yeah, that's kind of what it depends on that. And then we got drums, using a drum machine. My drummer also sings. Keys, she also sings. Sax, which it kind of gives it a different flavor. And then for our album
I heard
release,
you say that's Justin Tibbs.
Yeah, Justin Tibbs.
An
Yep.
all-star.
Such an all-star. So cool. So good.
I first got him in Acid Cats.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah, that was such a great band. And he's amazing. He's I always say that he's our lead guitarist. Like on sax, you know. And then like for our album release show coming up this weekend, we have my cellist is coming in. I actually have another two cellists playing for that. So, but it's kind of funny because it's very heavily influenced by Earthquaker pedals too. So like, I have a pedal board, Chris has a pedal board, Tibbs has a pedal board, Rachel has pedals, even one of the cellists has pedals. So
wow, nice.
Like we need to get Earthquaker here at this show so that they can see like.
Hey, Jamie.
Come to the show. Yeah.
He's not far.
Not at all.
Yeah.
We had a really awesome talk with Jamie.
Oh.
We interviewed him on this program like
A couple months
5
ago.
or 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Couple
Oh,
months
cool.
ago.
I'll have to check that one out. All right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
lots
I
of
love
good,
them.
lots of good insight.
Yeah.
But I think for me, and even with changing the sound, with the pandemic, I had more time to focus on production. I've always produced stuff, but I was kind of for a long time producing for the sake of the instrumentation that I was working with at the time. I was just kind of thinking of it in terms of like, how do I include all these parts? And then the pandemic happened, and I was like, well, this is what I really want to do, is more of this. And my band was like, we'll do it. We'll figure it out. And it felt really good hearing that because I didn't want to lose them.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I just kind of like didn't write with anything in mind as far as like I just unleashed, whatever I wanted to, and with influences like Radiohead and some Billie Eilish and Cosmo Sheldrake. I don't know if you're familiar with him. Sound design.
What is that? Cosmo what?
Cosmo Sheldrake has like a lot of really cool textures and sound design, so I kind of went down that road really creating like more modern production. And then I realized, well, I want a lot of these sounds to happen, a lot of these textures and tones, so I need to figure out how to accomplish that live. And that's when I went down the Earthquaker path.
Yeah.
And I was like, we're all gonna have to have Earthquaker pedals. I need you to do those two together, and like, you know, we just kind of it's kind of great because it was like, oh, I'm finding these plugins on, you know, while I'm producing, and then it's going, oh, I can make this sound with these pedals from that. So sometimes people are thinking that I'm like using Earthquaker pedals while I'm recording, but most of it's just plugins that I've had. And then I'm like, oh, now I can figure out how to make that sound happen live because I have those. Yeah, it's cool. It's fun.
I've done that same type of thing where you go from like the virtual world, but I just appreciate like the tactileness of having real pedals and turning real knobs. Like,
Yeah.
I've played with the Line 6. I have the Helix for live
Oh,
things, and when
cool.
you're like on the road, that's cool. But like just having a little pedal that does
Yeah, I was
exactly
thinking-
what you want when you're there, like
Yeah, I feel it. I used to like be torn. I would switch between like a multi-effects pedal and then a bunch of pedals, and then I'd sell all the pedals and get a multi-effects
See,
pedal.
okay,
And then-
yeah.
But I've been on separate pedals for like 8 years now. Like that's my go. You've seen my pedal.
Yeah, yeah.
I love just being able to improvise my tone on
That's
top of
that's what I like.
being able to like have a
Yeah.
wide range of
Yeah.
things. I think I have like 12 or 13 pedals on my board.
Yeah, I think oh man, I forget where I'm at now. I think I have 18. I don't know if they're all there on the wait. Yeah, I have 18.
At one?
Sometimes I
On
bring,
one?
Sometimes they
Wow.
don't all fit on one. I like it. They're all kind of.
Oh, you have a couple.
It's like that.
I've seen some performers like have like bring this case out with a pedal board, and then like another one wheels out to like, and then they've got like two packets.
the whole
Yeah.
station.
No,
I've got
that's
like
so
a bunch
great.
on the shelf that I like switch out and stuff, but I can like I've tried squeezing them all on there. I can only fit 12 and like have the room.
Oh
like,
yeah,
you know.
but it's funny because like I do use them all.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
there's just the combinations and different, and I use, it's like half my board is vocals. Actually, more than half of it is the pedals for my vocals.
Oh wow.
Then and then I have like a looper when I want to do some stuff like that, and then the other is for bass. Then Chris has the board for guitar. When I'm solo, I actually take my chain, the same chain for bass with guitar, because I have like, and it's kind of crazy, but it really works. I don't know, I'm kind of able to like maneuver it so it just kind of they work for both things. And then I also split my bass, so I like go to like a bass amp or the sub or the house, and then I go to then the other one goes to a Vox amp, which is kind of weird, but
Yeah.
it's the tone that I really like. It's again very influenced by the Radiohead, like kind of some of their guitar tones, but I kind of went with it with more of like a warm round bass sound. But I really wanted that the two together, and then
Do you run the effects to like one and the other is just pure bass tone?
no, they both go. So actually, the splitter comes right out of the see, right now I have it coming out of the plumes. But yeah, I have like the special cranker, a DoD tremolo pedal.
Is your AB box a Earthquaker too that splits it?
No, I actually don't even have like. So I didn't even know if this was gonna work. I just got like a little a 1/4 inch to
Like
what
a
do they call
Y
it?
cable,
Y
basically?
Yeah.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah, and I didn't think that was actually gonna work. I was like, I'm just gonna try this. I have a couple of them.
You don't lose any tone in that. It doesn't
I
sacrifice.
don't actually even tried like kind of going back and forth to see if something was like drastically different or if I was like upset about it. And I'm
Cool,
really
cool.
not. In fact, I
Nice.
was like, shoot,
Yeah, I
kind of
feel
really
like-
dig that.
I remember having like that thought, but then I thought for sure I would like lose some kind of the signal, little part of the signal.
I don't know why I've not had that. I haven't had
Nice,
that
cool.
issue. I've been pretty happy with it. But yeah, having that like being able to can kind of go back and forth between the like bass and then my guitar settings when I'm by myself is just really really cool. yeah, I don't know. It works out. I mean, I have to make some adjustments when I switch, obviously.
Yeah.
But being able to use both through that when I'm solo really works. But Chris has a whole bunch of pedals for the SG when we switch on and off, and then he has a deluxe reverb amp, which is really nice.
Yeah.
We don't usually start with gear. I hope we didn't lose you all.
Oh yeah, I know, totally nerding out. I'm so sorry.
I'm
I'm
way
so
into it.
sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
we're-
such a nerd. Like
I'm into
when
it.
it's
We're into
production
it.
and like tones and I'm like the worst.
Oh, breaking news.
No, Radiohead's
we're
gonna start.
we're into it. We always
Yeah.
like do this later. Because,
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm so
It's all right.
It's all right.
it's
yeah.
so bad.
I like it.
Cool.
Special interest
Thank
right
you.
here.
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah, us too.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah, okay, good.
I've been running thsplit bass where I run just pure bass and then I run an effects chain for another
okay,
thing.
okay.
I've been doing that through the Helix. It lets you split it.
Yeah, I was
so
checking that out. That looks so very cool.
It's pretty cool. And another nice thing, like you can touch. You just like touch one of the buttons where that foot switch is, and then all the knobs change to the knobs for that foot switch.
Yeah.
So you just like touch it lightly, and then you can tweak your knobs.
That's cool.
and then
And
go
save
back
it.
at it. Yeah, and then save
So
it.
you can
and
like
everything.
have tons of different settings and say like snapshots kind of each.
Yeah, you can do snapshots. You
Okay.
can do there's that mode, or yeah, like you can just tweak live while you're on it.
Whoa.
But it does have an extra level of like thinking about it, where when you're live and you just like, I know
Yeah,
this pedal
that's-
wants this knob.
Yeah,
turned.
that's
you
kind of
know.
where I feel like it's the hands-on thing is where I feel that, but that would be really nice, and plus it's smaller.
Yeah, and
Like
they actually
plug-in,
have
like-
the there's the HX Stomp, which is
Oh.
it's that brain, but it's this big. It's got 3 buttons on it, so if you don't need to hit as many foot switches, and then they have the HX Stomp XL, which is like 7 buttons. But
I would play barefoot with that thing so I could change the knobs with my toe.
Yeah.
I don't have to
Yeah,
do
you
that,
just-
you know what I mean?
that.
yeah, because
Yep.
it recognizes touch from push.
That's crazy. That's really cool.
That's kind of cool. Yeah.
That's really cool. Oh man.
So
yeah.
I'm not shitting on line 6.
yeah.
It's very cool, but I prefer regular pedals.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, like
I know there's something that, and then like you barefoot buttons.
Yeah.
Okay. And I like being able to. I don't know that, and they're cool and they're pretty. I just like how the look of them too. Like it's something about like
all
that.
from
especially
a,
if you're
beautiful, like-
especially if you're doing Earthquake.
Earthquake.
That's what I'm
is all
saying. The
from a-
Earthquakers
was it
are
a-
so beautiful
was it a
pedals.
witchcraft book that they had?
Warlocks, wizards, and
Oh, that's amazing.
Space. Oh no, sea creatures. or
Something like that.
Yeah.
They're actually, I think it was through Chicago Music Exchange right now. They're doing like one-off pedals that were special designed by artists, like as far as their like graphic
Nice.
design that they're selling. So you can have like a one-of-one
I'm
pedal.
gonna check that out. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Oh, I feel like I need to just like work for Earthquaker. It's like at this point,
Yeah.
I'm just so like diehard. My whole band is like so.
They're 20 minutes south of here. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's very cool. Yeah, and I'm an Earthquaker artist now too, so that makes me very happy.
So where are you based out of in Northeast Ohio?
Akron.
Oh,
Cool.
yeah, you're there.
Yep.
Right
very
where
close.
Earthquaker
Yeah.
is.
Yep. Yep.
This is the resume.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
We started with
Oh, it's so great. Yeah.
it. Jamie hit her up.
Yep.
It's funny because I never thought I would go that route. Like I was always just so very acoustic, you know.
Yeah, when I
And
first
then-
met you, like restaurants, you know.
Yeah, it was just very like I was playing, you know, acoustic guitar. We had mandolins and cellos, and even like we had horns and stuff like that, and piano, melodica. Like I had just a lot of percussion stuff, but very, very, very organic acoustic. And I wanted to go down, you know, a different path, so to speak, but I did feel like I couldn't. I just felt like I would be like letting people down or something because they were into that, and so
Your fans had this identity for you.
yeah, so I kind of felt anxious about trying something new for a really long time, and then when the pandemic hit, I was like, I just kind of hit a lot of things, and like, you know, I just unleashed.
Yeah,
It's like, oh,
perfect chance. Yeah.
I'm doing this, and I'm full-heartedly doing this, and then never thought I'd get into like pedals though, until really Tibbs and Chris were like, you like this production and stuff, but you like this style. You would really like this, these pedals. And so they started showing me, and I was like, whoa, like a kid in a candy store. And then I turned into a monster. So
Yeah, listen to that new stuff of yours, and like I was pleasantly surprised. I remember like associating like your style, like Cranberries.
Oh
just
yeah,
a little bit,
that's cool. Definitely was a big influence on me. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Cool. When did you get started?
Oh man, like with the new stuff, like this.
Overall.
Overall.
Yeah.
I've been playing music my entire life. I started playing piano when I was like 6. Taught myself guitar when I was 15, and just started playing.
It's an easy thing to teach yourself when you know piano, right?
Yeah,
Same route.
I don't know. The thing that's funny is that like my band laughs at me because I don't know anything on guitar or bass. Like I have a hard time even remember what strings. I don't know anything. I am completely like blind because the way that I learned guitar was I would just like sit at the piano and go, here's a chord. This is a C chord, so it sounds like this. So sometimes my chord shapes are weird. They're at weird spots because that's just
awesome.
how I taught myself was from by ear. So yeah, and I was strictly rhythm for years. Only recently, like this past year, did I start actually like soloing, which I'm still like very, very, very newbie at.
Did you do like piano solos though?
Yeah, piano. So I'm very comfortable like on piano soloing and doing stuff there. I've been playing it longer and kind of understood it more, but guitar I was always just kind of holding the rhythm down, which is why bass kind of felt cool to be able to do that. I'm like, oh, this is fun. I can kind of get that rhythm
like your
thing
left
down
hand.
there. Yeah, which is with the piano. So yeah, so there's something really cool about that, and then.
He just had a great bass gig this weekend. Yeah.
My second bass gig ever. I'm normally a drummer, so.
Get out!
It was
No way,
fun,
that's
though.
so
It was a lot of
cool.
fun.
That's
It was a lot
very
of fun.
cool.
He learned bass faster than anyone I've ever seen teach themselves bass.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that because? Do you think because of drums? Just
Yeah,
because you have that?
absolutely. Like I know where I would
rhythm.
want me to be as a drummer, so that's where I just make sure I'm at.
Oh,
you know?
that's so very
So,
cool. That's really cool.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh
Bad
my God.
juju.
Yeah, I tell you what. Yeah, thank you,
90s
Bad
band.
Juju. And the crowd there, man, they are way into that band. They were there like asses to elbows from start to finish.
Wow.
1 a.m. we finished. Like it was
That
just
is
as packed. I was like,
amazing.
Where was it at?
we were at the Time Warp out in Westlake.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
But yeah,
Okay.
it was a lot of fun.
What's the name of the band again?
Bad Juju.
Bad Juju. I gotta check that out. All right.
Yeah, they and congrats to them. They just won the Cleveland Music Awards for best cover or tribute band.
Oh,
So,
nice. Okay.
yeah.
What style?
It's mostly 90s, a little bit of 80s thrown in
okay,
there, but
that's
it's mostly
cool.
90s
That's
stuff.
all right.
So like,
I mean, that's
I had to learn 45 songs in a week, but I knew like the structure because I'd
Ooh.
played drums on all that stuff.
Oh, okay. That's
So like
good.
I just had to memorize riffs
Was it
basically.
a lot of the
Okay.
same songs as Jesters?
Yes, a lot. Yeah. They
Jesters is another. Jesters Revenge.
Jesters Revenge,
They're
yeah.
another 90s band.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
and
Cool.
grunge DNA, those three. I've played drums with all three of those bands, so like I'm
way.
very familiar with all their repertoire. All great tunes. I get along with all of them.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah,
That's really cool. Yeah. Nice.
but it was weird being in the front of the stage.
Yeah,
Like,
you're-
I'm used to being back there. And the weirdest part for me was in between sets going to sit down because normally I go to stand up in between sets from being a drummer. Like I've been sitting this whole time. I gotta go stand up.
That's so funny.
So,
oh my
like,
gosh.
Needing a seat in
Yeah,
between
that would
sets
be
was weird.
that would be a different. That would be a totally different vibe.
Yeah.
That's cool though. That's really cool. You got to do that.
Yeah, it was
that
fun.
You're doing that. Yeah.
was
Yeah.
fun.
Nice.
That's fun, man. You got anything else lined up with them?
No, I
Any
might be
fill-ins
filling
or-
in like here and there, especially now that I know the songs. That'll be a lot easier. That'll be fantastic. A lot
Well, yeah,
less stress.
Jesters is looking for a bass player.
I
I'm
saw
going to jam with them tomorrow night.
Oh, very
So,
cool,
like,
man.
yeah.
Well, tell Tony, the drummer that I said hi. We actually used to train together in MMA.
Oh, another one of those guys.
Yeah,
Nice.
he was a like more into Muay Thai. Like kickboxing
Oh,
with
that's
elbows
cool.
and knees.
Yeah,
he was into
that's
that.
very cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool stuff. Oh wow.
Yeah, we were at
nice.
the same gym together. And, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, Chuck used to coach wrestling, and like some of the kids he wrestled are like in the music scene now.
A lot of them,
A lot of
actually,
them.
yeah.
That's so funny.
Like-
It's funny that like crossover there. Like I feel like
Holland
that's, like-
Kings and
The Holland Kings just got a good gig.
Yes,
They're
they
opening
did.
for Wellesley Arms when they come through.
Oh, nice.
Congrats to them. That's awesome,
Oh,
man.
that's
Well deserved
so
too.
great. That's fantastic. What a cool. Yeah.
Yeah, they just announced that.
Yeah, good for them. Cool.
Yeah.
We'll be
I used-
talking to them in a month or so.
I used to make them run laps.
That's funny. That's pretty good.
Cool. So we're here with Angie Haze, a local singer-songwriter, transitioning to the experimental side.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably it's probably very true.
And I'm happy for you. That's a
Thank
fun
you.
place to.
It's
to
so
be.
fun. Oh my gosh, yeah, it's cool that like I think one of the things I'm really enjoying too is just kind of leaning into the effects. Like it's kind of giving me more opportunity to like even because I'm using so much on my vocal, soloing more, like even like thinking of it in terms of like I don't even know how to explain it. Like working the effect. Like
Yeah.
this
With the
is-
vocal.
yeah, like here's my guitar solo, you know, or something like that. It just kind of, like throwing the. Do you know what the data corruptor is? Earthquaker pedal.
Yeah.
God, it's
Yeah,
such
he
a
talked
cool
about
pedal.
that
I
one
love
when
it
we were in here.
so much, and on vocal, it's just like, I'm obsessed with it.
Cool.
It's just so wild. So yeah, I'm having a really really good time.
Yeah.
I have two of their pedals on mine. Right after my wah, I plug into the wah, and then I have this one called Tone Job.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know
Okay.
the tone job.
Cool.
Yep.
And then I go into like my boost and overdrive, and then I use a discontinued distortion pedal from them called Talons.
Oh, the talons.
Yeah.
Yes, we also have
Oh,
talons.
cool.
Yep,
Yeah, I've
yep.
been using that like 5
Love
or 6
Talons.
years now. I haven't gone away from it.
That's such a great pedal. It's
Yeah,
such
it's 'cause
such a great pedal.
It's got three. It's got all three knobs for the EQ. And like most of those pedals just have high and low. This one has the mid. It has and besides the drive and level, there's a presence knob on there too.
Nice.
So it's got six knobs for EQ on it.
Yeah, I always appreciate as much EQ as possible
Yeah.
because I think it's just kind of it just gives it another. I mean, like another texture, another layer you can kind of
yeah.
play around with, especially with whatever you're using, like whether it's vocals or bass guitar. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I love looking to like the pedals to like inspire what I'm going to play. Like you just step on something, and you're like, I'm going to play totally different because this
Exact-
Yeah.
they sound like that.
That right there, yeah,
Yeah.
very true. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I mean. Like I think there's something that's just like. It's almost like being introduced to like a new color or something.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I can paint with. Oh, this is cool. Now I can maybe make something else. I don't know. It's cool.
Yeah, and then it like as you adjust it, it works differently with the other sounds it's already swimming in.
Yeah, you know, like finding. That's another thing that's so fun too is combining things and just trying like different orders of it, like kind of breaking the rules, like doing what they say you shouldn't maybe, but just kind of going, whoa, that's really really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's something really fun about that.
absolutely.
Yeah, chorus and reverb together are my favorite, like to experiment with. I've got this reverb pedal called Trinity
Ooh.
by TC Electronics. It's got 11 different types of reverb on it,
Okay.
and a tone decay and mix knob. One of the very first pedals I got was the Boss Super Chorus.
Oh yeah,
And
okay.
I still have that pedal from when I was
That's so-
15 on my board now still. And so those two pedals, I put them. Man, there's infinite sounds
They're
you
so-
can make with those two, and I have the Red Dirt Keeley Overdrive, which is
Oh.
like that sounds better with those two than the Talons does.
Yeah, that's so. Oh, I love like the when you can find that combination. Like I also have a TC. I have the duplicator, so it has like a low octave and then a high octave above my voice, and so you can control like how much you want. I kind of keep it pretty high so that when I'm using it, it's pretty obvious. And then I put a little room tone on it, so it has a little like reverb if you want
The
that.
duplicator.
The duplicator.
I've
so
mine's the
cool.
Pitchfork.
Oh,
I
okay.
use that one for those effects. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
And then my girlfriend got me the the whammy, the Digitech whammy. That's
Oh yeah.
that has the detune on it too. So it's like the regular whammy, and then it's extended on the other side, and you just mess with this knob. Instead of putting a capo on or detuning, you can just change the key on this knob.
That is something on the Helix that I loved was
That
like
is so
they were
very
changing
cool.
tunings with when I was
Dude.
filling in
Oh,
with
no.
gestures. Or not
I
with
already
gestures,
knew
with-
she was a keeper when she got me that. Like, yeah.
Yeah, like you know what you're doing. Yep.
I have a button for like half step down. I just step on it. I'm like, well, I'm good.
That's so cool.
That's my favorite thing on the Helix so far. Literally,
Yeah.
it's just
There's a
like,
lot of that
half-step
E flat tuning in the 90s.
a lot of it. A lot of it. So
That's
like
so
Yeah.
funny. That's
a lot of it. So yeah, I just step on it. I'm like, wait, I'm wrong here, but I know I'm not wrong. Step on
Right.
that. Be like, all right, we're good.
that's so. Oh my gosh, that would make it so much easier. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Kind of overkill for just that, but
Yeah. Well, if you're a tone snob, you do hear a little bit of quality loss, but it's a sliver, and only you notice it.
the
Oh, yeah, okay.
latency wasn't bad either. I was worried about the latency on it
That's
because I
always
tried
something
the
that freaks me out is latency.
yeah,
I hate
was it a
latency.
drop tune pedal? Is that what it was called? There been one that was called the drop tune.
That's a problem in the Pitchfork when you try to use the harmonizer on it.
You get some latency.
You get latency. Oh, oh man, nothing makes me
So I
more
can't- I
like,
can't use
it
the
freaks me out
harmonizer.
Yeah.
so much. Like I cannot play. I can't do. I'm like, nope.
Just freeze up.
We need to fix that. That can't happen.
It's like having the phone conversation when you hear your own voice back and you're like, I can't talk anymore.
Yeah, no, it's just it messes with my head too much. Yeah, I can't even stand that in recording either. Nope.
Yeah.
Well, we found ourselves back on.
I
here.
know. I'm
Let's-
sorry. I'm the biggest nerd you can probably invite here, so I apologize.
Oh no, we're
Yeah.
like on it.
Yeah.
We're
Like,
enabling,
Yeah, okay.
enabling
You are
this
enabling.
conversation.
Oh, it's funny.
We've dropped our view down to like a 2-minute
yeah.
Oh, it's
average here. Sorry.
We need someone like
So you
yelling at
just
us.
released some new music with this experimentation.
So yeah. So I released. When was that? In the spring, I released the EP Mutations, because I have been sitting on this album that I finished over a year ago, that really is this new sound, and I spent years on it. I mean, I started recording the first song on it in 2017, but I couldn't really like dive into what I wanted to do yet because I was so very much involved in the project as it was before, and I didn't really want to make the changes just yet. And then finally when the pandemic hit, I was like, oh, I'm going all in. And, you know, like I had started it like 2019 when I kind of started revisiting it again. Then when the pandemic hit, I was like, I am literally not holding back on this at all. Now is the time. And so finished it a year ago, and there is a lot of sound design and when I say that, I mean like textures. Like there's like every song I like a lot of cinematic, you know, like soundtracks. So I like to create a scene, so make you feel like you're actually in, you know, whatever it is. And then yeah, so I was really excited to be able to kind of do that, and it took a really, really long time. We worked really hard on it, and we're actually releasing it exclusively this Saturday at the Rialto Theater. So it'll be it won't be available anywhere except for that day, and then we're gonna pull it, and then we're gonna release it. And like we have a strategy for online that we're kind of trying to keep. Yeah, just so
That's
that people
fresh.
actually listen to it.
Yeah.
So we're really studying a lot, you know, the music industry today. We're working with somebody with Warner Music, who worked with Warner Music Group, just trying to like really follow a strategy. So as opposed to just putting it out, just mostly just because we worked so hard on it. And I'm like, oh my God, we need some people to hear it. Yeah. So. Yeah.
Cool. Any other performances planned for it?
So we're doing the Rialto show, and then, I mean, we do have a bunch of shows lined up. We're still playing the album for the most part, as well as the EP, but we're not gonna really officially release it for a few months yet. So yeah, I think the next place. Let's see, we're in Louisville, Kentucky on the 22nd, and then I think in Eaton, Taffy's of Eaton, and on the 28th. Yeah, so we have some shows. We have a booking agency now that we really, really, really love, and so they're booking us throughout the summer next year, and so we're happy to be playing out again finally. You know.
Nice.
Yeah, we're excited.
How is it having a booking agency? Pretty nice.
These
I'd imagine.
These guys are great. I've worked with I guess agencies before, but not in this way. These guys are really. It's like I feel like they really care. They're so involved in like the process of it and setting it up, but also checking in with me constantly. Like it's a text message, which is usually not the case. Usually it's like an email and you're like, please, will you please respond? Where am I supposed to go? Do you care? Why am I playing? Like why am I with this band? We don't, when I was like playing acoustic stuff, why am I with this metal band? I don't know if this is going to work, So, so it's stuff like that. Just these guys are just really, really great, and I can tell they care, and they're trying to make everything like convenient and work out really, really well for us. So I'm excited to have them.
Cool. You want to shout out the company?
Yeah. So it's it's 45 Creations. So it's just 40 FI Creations.
40.
40.
Oh, I thought
sorry.
you said fortify.
Oh, yeah, 40,
but
40 Fi
okay,
or
got it.
FI
All right.
Creations. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, terrific. They're so great, and I actually there are a couple other artists that I know that are also working with them as well. Somebody that I actually kind of toured with, or at least we helped each other house each other on the road. She has her own project. Sarah Clanton Schaefer. I'm not sure if you're familiar with her. She's a cellist, great artist, fantastic. And so while I was on the road, she put me up when she'd be here. I'd put her up. It's kind of those things that you're just like, you're an artist and it's hard and you're like, where do I go? Hotels get expensive. So it's nice to be able to kind of hit up other people doing the same thing and be like, hey, I got you. Do you have me? And safe wise, like it's just kind of nice to have that.
I remember being on a tour, and when we were booking it, we were like, all right, where do we have family across the country?
Yeah.
And compared that to where the fan base was bigger, and okay, so, and that saved us on hotels for over half of the dates.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
Like that's one of the things that's like literally what I'll do. Hey, we're coming through, texting someone or emailing someone like coming through Nashville,
Yeah, right. We're like,
can I crash on your couch?
Yeah,
That type of thing. When you come over, you come my way, I you got a place, So
yeah, it was so easy. Some of the places just putting some fans that we knew more personally on the guest list, just so we could sleep there, on their couch. All right, we got to leave at 7 a.m. to get to Houston on time, though. You know, so
there's something so cool. I think that's one of my favorite things about touring, though. Like, I don't know, it's so cool to be on the road, but then also being able to stay with different people, like people you don't, you know what I mean? Like, it was stuff similar to that. I remember experiencing just fans or even the venue owner or something, or just going, you can stay here, and then just seeing like all different kinds of places, like homes, how people lived, or hearing different stories, and just them treating you to dinner or something. There's just something so very, very cool about that like I was addicted, and I just cannot wait to get on the road again. Like I've been just dying not doing it for way too long. So yeah,
it's fun to house people coming through too.
It is
on the other end of that.
It is.
I moved into this house in Euclid in September of 2019, and it's like right on the lake. Really cool. Remember that house? And like one of the plans was to house some of the bands that came through, like Beachland, because it's 10 minutes from Beachland, like 20 minutes from the grog shop. So I was talking to those venues, like, hey, these doors are open. You know, it was
So
just me in this
cool.
3-bedroom house and big open living room. And then by the time it came to like start to pull this off, like tours were getting canceled because of COVID. You know?
Yep.
And then
Yep.
nothing really came from it. You know,
Yeah.
my girlfriend moved in, and then it just became.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's the you know.
But it was a great house to raise a kid, though,
So
when it
cool.
came down to
Yeah.
that. So, house bands or raise a kid.
Yeah. Right. I mean, yeah. There you go. I mean, I'm kind of the same.
You had that Lake Erie sunset going on.
I did have that. You need another Lake Erie
Ooh.
sunset?
No, I'm still good here.
Okay, cool.
but-
We are brought to you by Collision Bends.
Yeah,
Oh.
absolutely.
Collision Bend Brewery
They
on
supplied
the
the
east
beer
bank
today.
of the Flats, who has live music, brewery on site,
Oh,
and an
nice.
amazing patio that overlooks the Cuyahoga River right there, and you can see the sunset.
Oh,
from
that's
from even
cool.
inside.
Nice. They don't happen to have gluten-free beer, do they?
Well, they have ciders, which are gluten free.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they might have
Always
a
dig-
gluten free beer.
Yeah, I do like ciders. Okay, I'll have to keep that in mind. Check
Cool.
that
Yeah,
out.
Collision Bend Brewery in the Flats. Yeah, Lake Erie Sunset is an American wheat ale. And the other beer we are promoting is the High Rent Lemon Girl, is a Belgian style wit beer that features
Caricature, I guess.
a likeness of Austin Walking
Yeah, that's
Kane
so very
with his
cool.
cigar box
What an
guitar
awesome.
as a lemon.
That's rad.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
You guys got me jealous talking about these touring stories. Like, I've done like some road shows, but it was a one-off, you know. So I don't have like tour stories. I have like sitting in a hotel in New York City, waiting to play.
What was that one Dayton venue with Journey Band?
Oh, that was the Phrase Pavilion. That was a lot of fun. That's kind of like their version of Blossom.
Oh,
Played
okay.
there as a Journey tribute, and we played there as a Leonard Skinner tribute band too. I played there twice.
Do you remember Jurgles?
Yeah, that was a fun
Pittsburgh.
one. Yeah. That was a fun one. They had a great green room there, and we had the School of Rock open for
Yeah,
us.
the School of Rock
that's
Pittsburgh
so
opened
great.
for us.
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Wow.
fed us and everything. And,
Yeah. I remember you had to get strings for that show, and we had to find a music store in Pittsburgh to go.
That's right. Yeah.
That's always a fun adventure, and you're like just like in some other place trying to figure
Yeah,
out where
not
the closest music
not
store
the
is.
first time I've had
Is
to
there a
do
guitar
that as
center?
an emergency.
I actually,
yeah.
I popped into a music store. I'm gonna have to look it up and like post it below. But I popped into a music store in Pittsburgh and picked up the bass drum that's behind you. It's
Oh.
a big stainless
Yeah.
steel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That monster. Yeah, a monster stainless steel bass drum in Pittsburgh. It was so
how-
there,
Go hit a
heavy
big
is
thud
that?
on that.
it's
maybe
not
we can
too
hear it.
bad. Yeah, give it a. There we go.
This way. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Deep.
It's a monster. So it's a 26-inch, like
That sounds so
1970s
good.
stainless steel Ludwig.
It's funny that you got the baby in front of it.
Yeah, that's the one that goes with the rest of the kit. So
Yeah.
there's a 20-inch.
Oh,
It was
how
a
funny.
Ludwig downbeat kit, but I threw the monster bass drum in there for fun. Evan and I actually had
That's so cool.
our last recording of the podcast when we had a guest cancel. We jammed and I had that thing going. We had a good time.
That guest was ironically Austin Walking Kane.
Yes, he
from
was.
the
Oh,
front
So
of
now
the
he's
label.
so now he's
That's
here
really
in his
Yeah,
lemon
now
form.
he's here with us. Yeah, hey. Cool. Well, we rescheduled him for February, so we'll still get to talk
Yeah.
to him.
Oh, great.
But the music store it was kind of cool because it reminded me a lot of the music stores that have kind of come and gone in Cleveland, where there was a lot like just obscure used instruments were all over this store. It was really
So
cool. Like,
Yeah.
That's my favorite is finding the used like
Remember Ohio
old-
Music Shop in Kent?
Yeah, and there was another one that was it was in Akron. What was it called? It started with an L.
Lentines.
Yep.
Lentines.
Lentines was cool as hell. Yeah.
Wasn't it
I
cool?
bought all kinds of stuff from Lentines.
I had got my first keyboard. No, what did I get? Yeah, my first keyboard was from there.
Yeah, Lentines.
Ohio
Sam's
Music Shop
Big
had
Kurzweil,
this,
one of those heavy Kurtz. That, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Stage piano. Oh
yeah.
my god, so heavy. It was such a.
Ohio Music Shop had this like machine gun guitar. You remember
Oh,
that?
Arrowhead
my
Music
God,
Inventor
that's
had one
right.
of those. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like an
I forgot
AR-15
about- yeah.
guitar.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
Looked just like one of like the Vietnam machine guns. You know.
I remember Arrowhead when I was little had a Budweiser guitar that was like the bow tie type
that-
logo. Yeah, and I was like, that's
pretty
so
great.
cool.
That's pretty great.
So like the Explorer shape almost.
Kind of, yeah, but it was Budweiser. They had that. They had a lot of cool stuff. They actually had they had like a clearance rack. I remember I bought a guitar from the clearance rack that was just black. And I was like, I'm going to paint this like Eddie Van Halen's guitar. So I was going to strip it and then paint it. I took off the black paint, and it had this like mural underneath it with a dragon going through a skull and like lightning bolts.
Oh my god!
And I've actually found like recreations of it.
That's
It was
so crazy.
It was a company called Rockster, which was just some like Chinese knockoff 80s guitar.
Oh my god!
It was cool as hell though.
That's so cool.
Speaking of oddities and weird
Well,
instruments.
Chuck Kaminsky sold me that guitar.
He did say that.
The man from Basement Trader himself.
Oh, that's funny.
Who also hooked us up with these amazing microphones for the
2020s.
podcast.
I love this. Is one of my favorite mics. I mean,
They're awesome. For the money?
dude. Like
Yeah,
I
Audio-Technica's an
Audio
Akron company,
Technica-
right?
Yeah.
I love. It's all I use for recording, and like it's funny. Like even doing a shootout with some other, even more. Like I remember like doing, this against. I can't remember what the other mics were. More expensive mics, and always coming back to like, God, what is it about the 2020? Why is it? And it's so so inexpensive. It's such a great mic.
That's
I love it.
100%. Chuck sold me on these because I was like, I don't know what mic I'm going to get. He's like, you're going to get the AT 2020s.
Yeah, man, they're
That's what
they're
you're getting.
fantastic. I use it on everything. I don't know. I also have the 3035s. Someone donated
Low
to them
maintenance
to me.
too. They're as clean as the day we got them.
Yeah, they do a great like garage sale too, like around the end of the year where you can go in there and buy the stuff that's like a last year's
Yeah,
model.
that's the best.
And
That's
it's
very
fun
cool.
to go through there too. Just check everything out, turntables and mics and all kinds
Well,
of
let's
stuff.
take a podcast visit to that sale this year.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
man!
Are they having it
it's
this
literally
year? Do
it's
they
right
not
down
have
the
it?
street. They didn't have it last year.
I wondered about that because I
Yeah.
love going to those. Those are my favorite. Like
It's a
just,
lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. I always walk away with way too much.
We'll definitely do that. We'll have to
Yeah.
see if we can interview some because it's literally it's like the engineers too are selling this stuff out there. They're out there just sitting in the warehouse like, yeah, man, I designed
Yeah,
this
we
one.
made
It's
these.
very
Yeah,
cool."
it's so cool. I know. I love that.
And super cheap. Like I bought some noise canceling headphones for like
Oh, yeah,
$25
same.
with a case.
I know that's
I'm
always
like,
what I'm waiting.
It's always
like,
a better deal
I need to
at
go
a
get some
factory like
headphones. I'm
that.
waiting for their sale to come up. Like I need, like it's time, guys. We need to hit up Audio Technica soon here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's not as much about Audio-Technica. They're not sponsoring us like Mr. Chuck Kaminsky from Basement Trader.
Basement Trader
Wanna take it
himself
away
out of
with,
Painesville,
Chuck Kaminsky?
Ohio.
Your old friend
Oh
comes.
yeah.
Chuck Kaminsky, the Basement Trader, BASSMENTTRADER. He's got 2 shops on Reverb. One is guitars and basses. The other one is amps and accessories.
Ooh.
Check him out. He's a bit low on inventory, so if you got some stuff you're
Yeah,
looking to
actually, I
trade
need
towards
that. I
getting
need
brand
this.
new
Yeah.
stuff,
Hand me this stuff.
yeah.
Thank you.
Chuck is the man. He's out in Painesville. He's also got setups. They're excellent with super quick turnaround on it. Evan, you just got some stuff done.
Yeah.
Ooh.
He did my bass, and like I dropped it off last night. Picked it up at Arrowhead today.
Wow.
Good, because I need it for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then, but he also has my Strat, which he's gonna restring and set up and fix some intonation issues, and I'll have that on Friday.
We'll
Nice.
definitely have an episode coming from Basement Trader as well, whether he's here or we go visit him. That's to be seen.
That's got to be before you move.
And I'll throw this out there too. He called me this weekend with like, this is how awesome of a dude Chuck Kaminsky is I had a bass amp that I bought. I told him about it, like all excited, and he's like, that's the bass amp we could have ordered here when he was, he's working for Arrowhead Music. He's like, we could have ordered here. I was going to order it for myself, and then they discontinued it, and I never ordered it. I ended up buying it. I didn't know this, and I told him about that, and he gave me this whole story. So I was looking to sell it then. I sold it to him for a really good price because he's hooked me up so many times in the past. And he called me this past weekend, and he's like, listen, I'm going to be selling it, so it's going to you for the amount that you got it, you gave it to me for because I wouldn't feel comfortable. It's selling it for a profit because you helped me out so much. So shout out,
Cool.
as always, to Chuck Kaminsky.
Yeah,
but,
you always get a good deal with him. He's trying to move it, always trying to move
so I'll be having a Bassman TV15 down here, which is a pretty cool bass amp.
it. All right.
And so we can play around with that sometime.
Cool.
We
Jam
will.
around.
We will.
Basement Trader. Check him out on
Yeah,
Reverb.
I'm
Take
going
some setups. He's out on the east side in Painesville. all around awesome dude.
Cool.
That's right.
That
Let's
is
shout
very
out
good
to
to
Listen
know.
CLE also.
Yes.
Yeah. Mood-based playlist showcasing music by Ohio artists.
Yeah.
And also the Musicians Database, which you can sign up for
Yeah.
real easily. It's a very user-friendly website, listencle.com. You can sign yourself up to be in their database.
Well, shoot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That,
we've had plenty of response from other artists that have gotten gigs directly
gigs
from
through it?
Really?
from that. So.
Thank you.
Free
Well,
to-
this is cool.
Free to sign up. They're a nonprofit.
These are all
and-
things that I can totally use.
Yeah. Yeah, and they've
Very
been
cool.
sponsoring the ones. I mean, it's colder out now, but they've been sponsoring the Sundays at the Rock
outside
Hall.
the Rock
Ooh,
Hall.
Yeah.
okay. Yeah,
Which-
I did do one of those like in 2009. It was a while ago. 2019.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, listencle.com. You find all 9 mood-based as opposed to genre-based playlists, which I'm a big fan of.
Groove is this love. What else we got?
Energy
I'm
boost.
trying to not look at the cheat sheet.
Chill. Oh, that's a good idea.
How has that not
Rock
been stolen
out.
from, or not stolen, not grabbed?
Night driving, feel good, misery loves company, and acoustic,
Acoustic
cuts.
cuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So go to listencle.com, get yourself signed up for their musicians database. Check out the playlist that you may have friends on.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
Probably do.
Yeah.
Enlightenment Event Lighting is a stage lighting
Ooh,
company
I need that.
by Brian and Emily Clamonica.
Oh, we'll give it to you. We got extra.
Okay.
Only got 2 cards left of
Uh-oh.
the picture yet.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Brian and Emily, a husband-wife duo that have been doing this since 2016. They got started in the woods of Nelson Ledges.
I'll tell you what, if you've
Yes.
made it 45 minutes into us and you're still listening and you would like us to have your card here and, like give you a shout out, you're local, like just let us know.
That's right. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. They're not giving us money or anything.
No.
Yeah. By sponsored, I mean they were on our podcast once, and we would love to everyone else to check.
Yeah,
it out.
I mean, that's the whole purpose of this whole thing was to help out local artists.
That's right.
We're definitely in the hole as far as production on this.
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
Artists and photographers.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
We were just saying that we needed. We were wanting to like look into some lighting and stuff.
Oh,
for-
they do an awesome
Oh,
job.
they're
That's very cool. Okay.
yeah. They light
Alright.
festivals, corporate events, weddings. They've worked on bigger local festivals.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
All right.
they do a
Keep
lot
that in
of
mind.
the shows that they put in the Beachland Ballroom.
Oh,
That's
okay.
like-
Yeah.
that's their
Yeah.
home.
All right. Oh, yeah.
Cool. And other
Beachland.
speaking of photographers, we have a drone photographer,
Russell
Mr.
Jones.
Jones. You do it.
Jones Drones, CLE. Don't just put in Jones
great.
Drones because you'll be in trouble.
Yeah.
But he's done some fantastic work that's been picked up by TNT. He worked with them for the NBA All-Star game when it was in town. He's saving lives on the Cuyahoga River. He's giving drone lessons. So if you're looking to get certified as a commercial drone pilot, hit him up. It's not as easy as you would think. So having a helping hand is the way to go. He does drone repairs.
So cool.
He's the drone guy.
Definitely check out his YouTube channel.
Yeah, he's got some really cool stuff. Working with he worked with Cleveland State University. Now he's with Tiffin.
That's right.
Going to be teaching there as well. It
Yeah,
seems
he's
like.
a teacher's assistant
Oh,
right
shit.
now. Is how he got in, and he's creating a drone program that he's got some interest in.
Okay.
right now.
That's cool. Yeah. All right.
Cool. JonesDronesCLE.com.
Jones.
Jones Drones.
I like the way that sounds. It's nice. That's a nice sound.
Mr. Russell Jones. And Jason Myers is the executive director of Roots of American Music.
Yeah.
You know Jason Myers?
Yeah, and Tibbs does work for them too. So
Oh,
yeah.
that's good to hear, man.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Tibbs would be a good guest. You would love him.
Oh yeah, you should totally bring him in for sure.
He's been mentioned like 7 times in the last 2 hours.
He's a popular. He's a popular guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Camel Butter was talking about him before you even walked in.
Oh, that's
yeah.
so funny. How? Oh my gosh, that's great.
yeah, because they're in the they're along the same lines as Acid Cats were.
They have that like yeah. That's,
they're like Acid Cats meets Vibe and Direct.
oh, okay. Yeah.
So a little more of the psychedelic, smooth sounds, mixed with the jazz.
I love
Yeah.
that. I love that. Oh.
Cool. So if you go to rootsofamericanmusic.org, you can find all about the nonprofit.
Yeah, that's what that org means, man. Nonprofit. You got a .org? Nonprofit. Help them out.
Oh, I thought it was short for orgy.
Yeah,
Learn something new every day.
really helping those underprivileged kids.
Oh man! Oh no! Oh god!
Cut that.
Also, a shout out to the Catholic Church.
Oh my god! No.
It's all right, everybody
Beep,
cut out a
beep, beep,
13.
beep,
When you
beep.
started with gear, nobody's here.
Nobody's listening anymore.
I
Well,
know.
let's still go back and snip out.
Drop a comment if you're actually listening at this
And
point.
do you care about gear? Oh, man, I don't know how. It's just like it's so fun.
Well, I like to think
It
that
is.
most people that listen to this are
Music,
musicians.
yeah,
you know?
yeah. They care about gear.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, or they fell asleep and they're just going through the stream of YouTube that continues as you fall asleep.
Oh, that's
my
right.
God, that's so
they're-
funny.
So
That's
they're
the
dreaming
other half.
about gear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, right.
I think that's all our sponsors.
I believe so.
Yeah.
All right.
What else is up here? Oh, we got an AJ in the Woods sticker.
Yeah,
You'd
artists,
like
if you
them.
have any stickers, we'd love stickers for the table.
Oh, that's
Yes,
a good. I
yeah.
guess. Oh shoot,
Yeah.
I should have brought stickers. I don't think I have any with me right now. Yeah.
Yeah, or
keep
bring
that
us
in mind.
merch. We love merch.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wear t-shirts everywhere, so if you want to be seen all over Europe in the next year,
I actually have some. I have a T-shirt in my car, so I can grab something.
all right,
Well, there
I will
you
get
go.
pictures
Wow.
in front of like every monument I can
That's
in
awesome.
Europe next
That's
year.
fantastic.
He is going to Rome.
Yeah, I'm moving
To
to Rome,
live.
so, yeah.
Oh,
You're
so
moving
jealous,
to Rome?
man.
Whoa.
And actually, like if you have a T-shirt for me today, I'll wear it in November over there.
Yeah, I do. I'll grab one
Your
out.
picture
I'll
in
grab
front of
one
the
out
Coliseum, be like-
Absolutely, absolutely. I'll
I'll bring
totally.
it.
Yeah,
I'll
you're
totally
going to
get you
check
one.
out your new place.
Yes, I
like,
have to go check out my apartment and make sure it's all like
Oh my gosh, that's
All good.
so very cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
terrifying and very cool at the same time.
Yeah, no, that's
Which is
fantastic.
the way to be.
Yeah, no,
Like,
I mean,
that's
like,
how I like to live.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. This makes it more, not just interesting, but like exhilarating. you
Yeah.
know? That's the whole point.
Really live it.
Very cool. Yeah, I'll get you one before I go today.
All right, awesome.
All right, cool. Well, we're here with Angie Haze.
Yes.
You know, we're not done yet,
That's okay.
even though you might be done listening.
They were done as soon as we went into like the 6th earthquake or pedal.
I know.
Maybe
how sad.
Jamie's still listening then.
Yeah. In which case, sponsorship.
I want more.
Well, let's dive into more of the Akron scene because most of people we talk to are Cleveland area. you
Oh,
know,
really?
But we've
Okay,
talked to
okay.
some Akron artists, and we'd love that.
Some
extra.
Youngstown.
Yeah, and some Youngstown. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
the
we have a
Labra
good
brothers.
Labra brothers,
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh
those
yeah, I
guys.
love the Labra. Yeah, we're good buds with them. I love them
cool.
so
They're
much.
awesome.
Yeah, we actually did a show with them like a few years back, at the Kent stage where we split up the stage, and we just went back and forth, like just like song, like, and
Oh,
then we
wow.
did stuff together.
Oh
It was,
wow.
It was probably one of my favorite shows. It was so fun.
That's cool. You know.
Yeah. And we're actually gonna be
That's a
doing
cool
that.
idea.
It is.
We're gonna be
You don't
doing
have
that.
to tear down and set up. Like,
No,
yeah,
it's kind of it's something that I loved it so much that we're doing it again in February with another artist. I'm not gonna say who yet. We haven't because we're not announcing the show just yet. But in February we'll be doing that at the night stage. So we're looking forward to that. It'll be really
Where's
fun.
the night stage at?
So it's like the Akron Civic. It's like it's their new theater that they have like right, like I guess next to it.
Cool.
Very cool. It's a really cool stage. Akron has a good scene. We have there's a lot of really great bands and we have a good community, a good support system there. Yeah.
You tell us about some of the acts that are interesting or we should check out from Akron.
Oh man. So definitely Tibbs. You got to check his project out too. So there's, okay. My sax player Tibbs, JT's Electric Blackout, and then there's you should totally check out Free Black. Flaco Torres. Are you familiar with him? You need to have him in here.
All right.
You need to have.
I think somebody.
You need to have Free Black
that,
in here.
It sounds familiar. I think somebody may have mentioned in one episode.
You should.
Maybe one of the Akron guys. Ohio Weather Band, I think, talked about him.
Okay, yeah. There's so many of them. Have you heard of Detention?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
They're like little punk rock kids, right?
Yeah. Do you guys, are you familiar with Porch Rocker? The festival, Porch Rocker in Akron?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, that's where...
They do something like that in Cleveland called the Lockmere Porch Fest, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
I think I played that a long time ago in Cleveland.
Yeah, the Highland one is a lot cooler, I'll be honest with you.
So...
I've played them both. And well, the only time I played Highland was they put us in the library because we were just doing an acoustic duo.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah. No, you definitely, like... That's really where, if you want to check out all the bands, like, you just even look at the roster, there's so many. There's just so many Akron bands.
My friend John Burrington is down there. He's got a band called Twin Atomic.
Oh, yeah, I know. Okay, I know Twin Atomic. And then Bethany Joy is really great. I don't know if you're familiar with her. She's actually in Cleveland now, but I think originally from the Akron area. There's so many. I don't know. Yeah.
When I was going to Ken Winslow was a big band.
Oh, yeah, Winslow. Yeah, that's
them?
right. Yeah, I do. Yeah, there really are so... I feel like Ohio in particular, and I don't know what, like... I don't know if it's just because we have, like, shitty weather, and so we're all just like, well, what are you supposed to do? We get depressed and we write songs, right? So, like, you know, bands, and, like-minded people, and then you form bands or something. But I also think that it's not even just that. I think the work ethic with artists in our area is really...
It's just that blue-collar work ethic.
Yeah, it's something. Like, it's... I don't know, like, even from touring around, and I just, not to knock on other areas of musicians, but that was something I really noticed was that the musicians out of Ohio are really dedicated and passionate, and where they work really hard, and there is more of a sense of community or something. I don't know. There's just something really cool about it. That not that I didn't feel it in other places, but it just feels different here. There's just more. There's a lot more hardworking musicians and artists and bands, in my opinion, at least. I guess.
What other cities do you find that kind of theme in?
I mean, you know, like Nashville, of course, absolutely has a scene, and they're all working and stuff, and which is really cool. I guess coming from here and then going to somewhere like Nashville or New York or New Jersey or whatever, or even Chicago, I think the first time going to those places, I was kind of expecting to be like, whoa, and not that, like, I wasn't, but I was also like, oh, well, I know so-and-so who could do that, and, right, you know.
You gain an appreciation.
Yeah,
of
like, holy crap.
Yeah, like
we're like this dude can smoke that guy. You know,
the talent level. It's almost like in a different. The talent exists like everywhere.
It really does, but
the market is completely different in like some bigger cities.
Yes, that's the thing that I think really hit me was that. I don't think that people know as much like hey, this we have a gem, I think, of a music scene in our area, and I don't think it's highlighted enough.
It should be with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame being here.
Think that's that's the thing that always kind of gets me. I'm like, you'd think that we would be like really on the map for music. Like like we would be a touring.
On paper, we should be like Austin level.
Right.
You know?
That's what I'm. See, that's where I feel like. Nah, don't get me started on that, because now I'm like, why aren't we unionized? Why don't we have a union that's really like for artists and bands here? Because we have it. We absolutely have that, and I think more, especially after going around, and I'm like, shit, we have that. We can do that. We're just as good, if not better. I mean, you know.
I think that we don't have as much of a demand for live music here, and that's our biggest hurdle.
I think not having a strip of venues.
Yes.
Is.
I agree with you.
They're scattered.
Yeah.
There's pockets, and then that's where I think you're right. It's like you're asking people to come out too far
Yeah.
in some ways, or to
Right.
like, hey, come up. When you're right, there's not like real strips of
Yeah.
places.
Like if we had a strip where you can just walk down and see 10 different bands, I think
they try it with the flats.
They tried.
But they don't have. If they had more, they only have the Odeon for venues.
Yes.
Yeah,
like
that's-
that. You know?
yeah.
But all of there's so many bars that have live music, but that's not the same
It's
as
not.
what the Odeon is.
It's not like being able to walk to bars.
Yeah.
In
you
a
can
row.
still see 5 bands in a night in the flats, but you know. It's,
Yeah, it's not as easy, and the
Yeah.
less barriers, to being able to do that, the easier it is, and the easier it'll spread to everybody.
That's that I totally agree with you. I think that makes
There's
perfect
still
sense.
new venues popping up.
There are.
I have been seeing that. I think that, and also it's not necessarily strips, but more like it's like they're like even in Cuyahoga Falls, like near Portage
Portage Lakes.
Portage Trail like area.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I can see like not necessarily live music venues, but just it seems like there are more.
Yeah, Camel, but our last guest, we were just talking about the Jenks building.
Oh yeah, the Jenks building.
What
so
do you
like
know about that
I just
place?
actually did something there last night.
Oh, wow.
With 91.3
Did you
the
get some
summit.
bread?
The Summit.
I didn't.
That delicious bread.
I think that sucks really bad right now, and I'm a paisan. I'm Italian. I can't have pasta or bread. I'm gluten free now. It sucks so bad. It's like
that's
so heartbreaking. So yeah, I miss bread. But no, I did we had like a listening room event. We played the full album for their summit listeners last night at the Jenks building, which was really, really cool. Yeah, so like I am noticing that there's like more of like, I don't even know if it's more underground type venues like that kind of popping up. But yeah, it would just be so cool if there was more connectivity. Like
Yeah.
if there was just a strip or
Yeah, if you could just park in one
so-
place.
Yeah, and then just you're right, walking like even that's why I'm like where the Jenks building is, there you have like State Road, like where the Front Street. If there were just more live music venues along there, it'd be really great, So I don't know.
Do they still use that big amphitheater that they used to for Rockin' on the River?
They do actually. That's one of the coolest. We played there a few years back too. That's a cool.
They do it
spot.
weekly, though?
They're during the summer. I forget what it's called. They do have something during the summer for like.
I
Yeah.
played there this summer. I didn't know if that was a
Okay.
continuous thing, but like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty
they had
sure it
food
is.
trucks.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure during
Yeah.
the summer it's like they do it. They do something weekly.
That's a cool place to play.
It
Yeah,
is very.
That was
cool.
my first time, and it is
Oh,
real cool.
It's
played
so
down there.
cool. Oh, that's a good spot. Yeah. So, and that's why I think that would be a good spot for like even more like to pop up. Like, 'cause like
Absolutely.
you're saying, more places for artists to play. There was a spot that was like on that strip that I don't think has live music anymore. It was like, I forget what it was. Cashmere Cricket, I think is what it's called.
I remember. I've heard of that.
I played
place,
there
yeah.
once, and it was like around St. Patrick's Day. It was so much fun, packed. and
That's up a
crazy.
few blocks from the river, right?
Yeah, it was like I don't think it's still there though. I think, or it's something else now, or something, or at least they don't have the live
I haven't
music
seen it in
anymore.
five-
Yeah, I don't.
5, 6
It's been a
years.
while. It's been a while. It's been a while.
There's
But,
a brewery right on that strip that seemed like it would be good for live music. I think it's just called the Ohio Brewery or something
Oh,
like that.
wait.
It seemed. I went there one time a couple years ago, and it seemed like,
Okay.
hey, you could have live music in here.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like if they can just turn more,
Yeah.
that would be a great spot for that.
Right.
Yeah.
They're doing it
Hint,
with-
hint. Cuyahoga Falls. I'm from there too. You can do that.
Yeah, it's a perfect street to do it. There's plenty of parking there.
I know,
There's
there
a
really
nice
is.
big venue for
It's
a big
pretty,
band,
it's
and
like-
then
yeah, it's
know.
great walking. I mean, that's such a great spot to walk. It's just awesome.
it's Ohio's Nashville.
Going, yeah.
You hear that, Cuyahoga Falls?
There,
You're Ohio's
you're up.
Nashville.
And
You're up.
and it's
We're
right
counting on you.
It borders Akron. So
Yeah,
like,
it's
Exactly.
in between.
That's-
you have people.
And it's not
Mm-hmm.
hard to get to from Cleveland.
No.
Just traveling right down 77 there.
Yeah, right off the highway.
Yep.
You
Yeah,
don't
exactly. The
have to
highway's
go
literally
far.
right off there. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do it.
Yeah. What do we need to do? Like maybe we should do like a petition.
We have to start our own venue.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know
Intimidation
something like I
tactics.
think about that all the time too. Like, is it that we all get together and we make one? I don't know.
Pull
Put a
all of
stage
our
at the
money
hibachi.
together.
Yeah.
Right.
We just buy all the spaces on one strip. Like, this is it now.
That would be. I mean,
That would be fucking awesome.
that would be fucking awesome.
That would
But
be
also
fucking
like
awesome.
yeah, maybe that's what it is. We get like
We all pull
of
together.
all of the artists together, and maybe that's even how a union would get started. You know, like
Yeah.
that's kind of
We
how
all
that
run
shit
these
happens.
venues when we're off the stage. We're working bar.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, yeah.
All right,
And
you heard
eventually
it
we're
here
all
first.
making bank.
Yeah. 5 years from now, you'll be looking back at this episode. That was where that idea
So
was
that's
birthed.
how that
All
started.
right.
Cuyahoga Sound Avenue.
Oh my god, I love it. Are you sure you're going to Rome? What are you doing?
I'll be back.
Oh, that's so
I'll
cool.
be back.
Angie Haze, we're glad you're here. You have anything you want to say about your music or?
Anybody want to call out?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm very excited. I'm super stoked about this new stuff, and I'm excited for people to hear it.
Is there a theme lyrically or a message?
Ooh, well, I kind of tend to be on the progressive side of things, like writing wise, politically speaking. So I do like to kind of like hone in on different topics. Like I have a song that's about climate change called "Swim," and so that's where I was talking about like the sound design. You can hear a lot of like the like waves and like storm kind of stuff coming through, and you know all that. So yeah, but it's not necessarily just one thing. The name of the album is called Time Thief. And are you familiar with EMDR therapy at all? Mm-hmm. You are? Okay.
I don't know what that is.
So it's really helpful for like if you've had any kind of trauma, which when you say trauma, there's so many levels of that. It could just be as simple as like a parent saying, you know, you don't deserve to have this nice thing. And that can be a form of that. And then all of a sudden because you're a child, you start to believe like you don't deserve good things, right? So it turns into like a whole thought process that it just carries this weight, and then maybe you sabotage yourself from having something that maybe you really should have, you know, stuff like that. So I went through this EMDR therapy, and what it is
what does
so
it
it's
stand for?
it's eye movement desensitization. How do you say that word? Desensitization, reprocessing. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Okay. So what happens is if you think of like when you have any kind of trauma, it actually neurologically changes your brain. Like it's like almost like if you think about like leaving an imprint on your brain, right? So I forget the doctor, the scientist that discovered this or whatever, but she found that by having this movement, this bilateral movement, like so left, right, like so if you with music, panning hard left and right? Yeah. So having this movement kind of going back and forth, whether it's your eyes or like tapping, like they have like these things you hold and they like vibrate back and forth, or you listen to headphones, you listen to a tone that goes back and forth, and it's kind of like depending on like the therapist will bring up something like an incident or something, like, you know, think back to this time or whatever, and while they're doing that, it's kind of speeding up, and it's kind of to make it sucks at first because you're like this is like really like stimulating this whole horrible thing that I want to forget, but the point is to bring it full surface so that you're desensitizing it. You're basically kind of reprogramming your brain to not be so influenced by it, to not be so
a different perspective.
Oh
of
my
it.
God,
new
it's
pathways,
so
like
dude,
it's neurological pathways get
And
built.
this is really helpful to you.
it has changed my life. So like, oh my God, I still can't even, and it's the weirdest thing because you're like, what is this shit? Like, how's this working? I don't understand. This is so not working, right? And then all of a sudden you're just like, oh my God, this incident that I thought was my fault my entire life, finally, no talk therapy could do it. Finally, this one thing, I'm going, that wasn't my fucking fault. I was a child, you know? It's stuff like that, and nothing can make you, it's like, you don't forget what happened. You just aren't like so limited and like influenced by this traumatic event.
So it comes up in your brain like the whole experience, and you get to look at it through your adult eyes and like think about it with
Logically.
your fully developed brain.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
It's instead of like, so I don't know if you like, I had PTSD. I had a lot of stuff going on, and it still felt like that. The trauma, I was living it every day. Still, you know, just kind of just so very much like engulfed in it. And then, it just became like, oh, well, no, that's not happening. That was like, I don't know. It's the craziest shit. But I was so inspired by it that I was like, oh, I'm going to totally include this in my album. And so I went as far as like there are tones. Some things are really subtle, but if you listen with headphones on, you'll really, that was the point. It
You
was
hear
like,
the beeps?
you'll get the beat, you'll get stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even like like there might be snaps that are purposefully in it, like when you
it's
listen
just
to
panning.
it. Panning and it's and with the content, like the lyrics that, and so for me thinking like, obviously, you know, music is very emotional, and I think of it in terms of phrasing, like even as a writer, my entire life it was like I had a lot of trauma, and I would go towards music, and it would be like everything just kind of came out. So like the phrases or the any melodic sequence was really developed with like this sense of ache or whatever, just trying to heal, right? So when I was approaching this album, I was like, how can I kind of really, really hone in on like all these things that I really like tones and stuff, but also like really make it kind of cathartic or healing with the content and with purposeful sound design. So it just kind of became like that. So that was really where that happened. Yeah, I kind of just went down a rabbit hole with it. I like got
I'm excited to hear that.
nerded out, but
So you said it's going to be released for one day and then taken off?
so yeah, it's going to be released this Saturday, only for that day, and then we're going to pull it so that we can have more time with it.
If you're listening to this episode, it will have already been pulled.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
You missed it. You missed it. But yeah, it'll eventually we'll put it out again eventually. I just really wanted to like it's called Time Thief because for me, like, well, I had an orchestra player once say to me that I was a time thief, and I was like, what does that mean? They're like, I don't think you realize that while you're playing, he heard me play like an acoustic set. He's like, you're actually stealing time. He's like, you're doing something with your phrases where it sounds like you're almost gonna fall off the meter, and then you always land right back on it. And he said that it was actually an actual like musical term, but I didn't realize I was doing it. And I thought that was so cool. So I was like, ooh, time thief. And then when I started doing this therapy, I'm like, oh my God, that's what I'm doing. I'm actually going back and stealing back that time and saying like, fuck you, I'm taking that shit back, and now I'm going to recreate it. So that's kind of where the whole album concept came, even with the climate change, like all these issues that we have in the world. Is there that moment where we can like go back? Like, we might really have that, maybe, you know? Like, it's like we feel so hopeless about so much shit, but like maybe there's some sort of moment where we can kind of take that back, you know? Are we in that place right now?
Yeah.
So that's kind of where it just kind of went down a serious rabbit. But that's also why I didn't want to just release the album. Like, you know, I need people to hear it. I worked too hard on it.
Yeah.
And
Cool. Is it going to be released like all day or a certain time window?
it'll be at the show from the show. So the doors open at 7. We'll be there till like, I think like 11 midnight or something like that. That's when we'll have it there. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I thought you meant like it's going to be you can stream it for like this short amount of time.
It won't be not. It'll only be on that day, and then we're gonna pull it, and then eventually, we'll start to like release it song by song.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll be at a gig that whole time.
Oh, it's all good.
So
It's
I'll hear it song
we're
by
musicians.
song.
That's one of the hardest things I think.
You
is
can't
like
get other
catching
musicians
everybody,
at your show.
helping. Getting other musicians at your show is so hard, and that's the thing that's so hard because you hang out with each other. So sometimes you're like, well, my support group, where's my people?
Yeah.
But like.
They're down the road.
They're
at their
playing
own
at
place.
another show. Yeah.
Because
so.
we're not on the same road.
Yeah,
Cuyahoga Falls.
That's same road. That's it. Yep.
Yeah, like where I'm playing at the Grog Shop. There's
I love the Grog Shop.
a venue underneath called B-Side.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Then there's nothing. Like,
Yeah.
Sometimes the Panini's right there on Coventry has live music, but that's I don't know 5 times a year.
And I think that's what's hard is that like because there's not that like that access to more like live venues in a row, it puts so much responsibility on the artist, especially in a play like you're just like, holy crap, how am I supposed to like on a Wednesday night get all these my people out here, and then also then I have to play because to be a successful musician or an artist, you want to be playing as much as possible, right, to make ends meet, but you also can't do that in your area because you don't want like to sacrifice your fans coming to see you this day and then not come because they saw you before like last week. So it's like, how do you juggle that? Well, the best way would be to like, if we had way more venues and stuff.
Honestly, Grog Shop and maybe the Beachland is the place where I've got the most new fans because both those places are like venue deserts. They're like the only place in the area that has live music.
Yeah.
And so
Venue deserts.
Yeah, I like that. I like the name of that.
So you get people that are just live music fans, that are interested in like seeing new bands that like they'll pay the whatever $8-10 for the cheaper shows, like just come check out this band, or they'll like read reviews, listen to music, and then so they're just almost
fans.
like a built-in.
That's actually really,
like,
and that's helpful when you have that built-in like they're there because they know that venue brings good music and they
there's
want.
probably some other
that's very
venues
cool.
that's happened at, but the closest thing we have to like a musical strip, I'd say, is in Lakewood.
Yes.
Oh,
great.
okay.
You got Winchester and
the
Halls.
Oh, yeah.
Are close.
We just
Brothers
played
is
Winchester.
down
We're
the
playing
road.
Winchester again soon. Or Dakota is where we're playing.
Coda's close to there. There's a place called No Class right on the fringe of it. It used to be called Now That's Class.
Now That's Class.
Now
That's what
it's
I
called,
okay.
It's called No Class.
No
now.
Class.
That's
got-
the new owners.
that's-
No Class.
That's funny. Does it have no class?
I haven't been to No Class.
Okay,
I've only
I was
been
at
to
Now That's Class, and
yeah.
it definitely was classy. So now I'm curious. So it's not classy now.
They got 2 stages, that place, like in both rooms. 5 O'Clock Lounge and Happy Dog are kind of in that area.
Oh yeah, Happy
too.
Dog. Yep.
Iggy's
Played
used to.
there.
Remember Iggy's?
That's
Yeah, that doesn't exist anymore though. But I used to go to that jam.
Yeah,
night
that's the
every
closest
Wednesday.
we got. Is that the jam night we went to go to when the water main burst?
That's right. Yeah, after a Lettuce show.
Yes.
Yeah, we went to see this funk band we love called Lettuce, and Iggy's was
we were gonna
the
go
jam night afterwards, and they closed it.
That's so funny. Oh my God, that's great.
Yeah. We were actually. That was when you first met Russell Jones from Jones Drones. He was at that show.
No, I think I met Russell for the first time. Actually, when he helped us shoot our promo video
That's right. Yeah.
for the Red Hot Chili Peppers tribute.
That was
that's so
in
great.
the Beachland Ballroom. Like we
Yeah.
shot it on that
That's a great
stage. and he
venue.
was-
I
was.
love the
That's right.
love the
Yeah.
Beachland.
They hooked us up. They let us come in there like in the morning on like a Friday or something like that.
They're very great to work with.
Yeah.
I play it's kind of been an annual. It's almost like we made an annual thing with Jessica Lee Mayfield. I've open for her like when she comes in like around Christmas time. So hopefully we'll get to do that again this year. But yeah, we were always open for her at the Beachland, and I love working with them because they're just so cool and easy. Like it's so effortless.
Yeah.
There's no like I don't know. They're great to work with. It's
Yeah,
fun.
they're like, you want to film here? That's cool. You want a bartender?
Yeah, like there's not.
Cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. Yeah, we have some. In Akron, we have like Jilly's Music Room is really great.
Yeah.
The GAR Hall is really great in Peninsula. If you've ever heard of the GAR,
I've heard of that venue.
Very very cool venue. we do have we have a lot. We have Musica, of course. Blue.
What's the place by the Akron Civic that's new?
Oh, the Night Stage.
Nice. Is it
Yeah.
new or
It's
new?
yeah,
to me.
no, it's brand they
Oh,
they totally renovated. Oh my God, it's so cool.
Is the
I'm
Goodyear
excited. I
Theater
haven't played
still
there
a
yet.
place?
The Goodyear Theater is still a thing. Yep.
I saw the second show they ever had there was Smashing Pumpkins with Liz Phair.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, for half the set,
didn't
Billy
know
Corgan
that.
was doing this like kind of acoustic thing. So
Oh.
it was like an extra gem, and he didn't have the whole band with him. He had a couple members of Hole with them.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Dude,
Yeah.
how funny. Wow. Yeah.
Like this had to be like 2016 though, or 15. But
okay.
that's good. They're still having
Yeah,
shows
I'm
there.
pretty sure they are. We did something with the Summit there. We played for it was Serena Ryder, I think we opened for. Yeah. And, it was before
The
the
Pumpkins
pandemic.
are coming through again with Jane's Addiction.
Oh,
wow.
that's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, I think that's at the Wolstein Center. I think it's in the next couple months.
That's cool. Oh man.
Marcus King is coming.
I'm going to that.
Are you?
Talk
Yeah.
is coming.
Who?
They're
Talk.
called Talk. TAUK. They're
Oh.
They're really cool.
they're like a Jamtronica band.
Ooh.
No lyrics.
Ooh.
Yeah. We covered one of their songs at a jam night once.
That sounds nice. Okay, I'll have to check that out.
First time
What
I
was it
saw
called again?
them.
Talk.
Talk.
TAUK.
T-A-U-K.
First
Okay.
time I saw them play, they mashed up Bulls on Parade and Immigrant Song.
Nice.
I'm gonna write this down.
Cool. Well, we're ahead of time.
Okay, yeah.
You got Talk down?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
thank you. Talk.
Cool. Last question.
All right, the final question. You actually got to witness it for the last band.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, that's right.
We asked for a recommendation of a TV show, movie, or YouTube channel that we should be checking out.
So TV show. Let's see here. I like dark stuff. I like dark, like documentary type stuff. I mean, oh, The Patient.
Yeah.
Oh, have you already
Very
heard
cool.
that? Okay.
No,
On
it's all right. It's
on
a very cool.
Hulu.
I've been watching it.
Hulu. Oh my God, I love it so much. I just love that dark stuff. I don't know, something that I watch right before bed. Of course.
Locking the therapist up in the basement, you know.
It's such good shit. What was the other thing?
Didn't somebody say that in Camel Butter?
Yeah.
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 Oh, okay.
all right.
Oh, did
No,
they say
no,
that?
it's
I was
okay.
spacing
This
out.
is a new episode.
Okay,
Don't
okay.
worry. My girlfriend loves
been
that.
7
I
days.
saw,
It's so
I
good.
saw like 10 minutes of it, and it was cool because we love The Office. You know.
Oh, okay, yeah,
I've loved Steve Carell
I
since
love
Anchor,
Steve Carell.
since Anchorman. You know.
The Morning Show. Watch that too. The Morning Show. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah,
You
I
already
checked
heard
that
the
one
pit.
out, too.
Watch
Yeah.
The Morning Show. He's great.
Yeah.
He's so good. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. What was the other? You had.
Oh, you can be any. Like, you don't have to do one of each.
You
Oh,
can do.
okay.
You're in the
You
clear,
can do one
man.
of
I mean,
each.
if you
It's
have
just-
any,
it's
yeah.
just one guest this time.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
we've
gotcha.
got
Okay.
Yeah, if you have any.
a couple
now.
minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's it. I can't think. I'm.
All right, the morning
yeah.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check that out. That's a good one.
I think
too.
I've seen that advertised. That Jennifer Aniston
Yes.
as a talk show.
Yeah,
host.
and it's
Yeah, like
just
the-
so
like
good.
Good
Like the
Morning
Today
America,
host.
basically.
It
yeah.
is. It's
Show,
just
yeah.
such. It was so
Is it-
well done. I wasn't sure. I was
Is it
kind of like.
completely fiction, or is she like someone like Katie Couric that she's
So
playing?
it's I think so. Yeah, it's like
Based on true events.
yeah. That's kind of where I think I looked into it a little bit, and that's
Yeah.
what basically it's like not true, but it's also true, but it's
Yeah.
not true. Yeah.
This is
so-
really how it goes down, but not really. Yeah.
right. Right.
I'm looking forward to it. Speaking of like things like that, the Weird Al movie that's coming out
Oh,
seems
yeah,
like
man.
it's going to be very
Oh,
cool. Because it just
yeah.
like, have you seen any like previews of that?
No, I've
It's like
heard of. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
been hearing
Daniel
stuff about
Daniel
that.
Radcliffe,
Yeah.
but it's like
Oh yeah, that's right.
it's a fantasy like biography of Weird Al. You
Yeah,
know, like
not really how it
yeah,
happened.
he's hooking up with Madonna back in 1984.
Whoa.
You know, like, it's like that kind
That's
of
good.
thing.
That sounds
Yeah.
funny. All right.
So I don't know when it's coming out, but it looks like that's going to be really good.
That's cool. I've never seen him be super funny, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
I know it's in
sounds
his
good.
range.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be very cool. He did something where he was fucking with the paparazzi, and he wore the same outfit for like 3 years, so that the pictures didn't look like exclusive pictures.
Oh wow.
That
Fuck
is
with the paparazzi.
that is amazing. I love when people do shit like that. They're
Yeah.
like really thinking about like, oh, that's so
Yeah,
funny.
like, how are you gonna take
I
my
saw
picture walking
something with
outside
him
again? in
where
the
he was
same
like
outfit?
lost in the Amazon River or something.
Wait, say that again.
I don't think
I saw something with him where he was like lost in the Amazon River or something, and he's like,
Oh.
I wish I could remember. But like, yeah, look at his filmography. And
Okay.
Look for
IMDb?
something like that. Yeah, it was a great movie. Yeah.
Okay. I'll check that out.
That's your recommendation.
Yeah,
Look
okay.
it up.
That's my recommendation.
All right,
I saw
all right.
it like 2 years ago. and I
Look
don't
it up. And
remember.
mine hasn't come out yet, so perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks, Angie. Haze.
Yeah,
It was good
thanks
to
for
see you
having
again.
me. Yeah, I really appreciate it. This is fun. Yeah, thank you.
Cool. All right. Until next time.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm Evan Stone.
I'm Chuck Schilling.
Peace.
Peace.